So, over the past few months, I've been digging, searching, researching, learning, advancing. End result was I am following on the coattails of Faraday. I'm following on the coattails of Maxwell, Lorentz. Einstein himself fought against space-time in the end. He spent decades fighting against space-time. And that's something they don't like to tell you in the schools. There's one field. One field. It's a unified field. It's called electromagnetism. And electromagnetism by itself is one word. Electricity is basically the tension to the magnetic field. All right. When you take a line and you twist it, you add power to that line. That is electricity. The line itself is what we call magnetism. But really it's just a field. When you twist a spot on that field and you twist it tight, you end up with a proton. Okay? And it creates, well, a little vortex, if you will. And that vortex comes out and it draws things into it. And it's very strong by radius, very strong. But it creates these magnetic fields and this push and this pull. And when you look at the radius between that proton and another proton in a different atom, it changes. It changes. And largely because of that magnetic field with a magnetic field. And what do I mean? I mean, our planet is largely neutral. All right, we don't feel a lot of these magnetic poles largely because of the construction of our atomic structure. Whereas iron, on the other hand, that has a where the protons can align, or at least some of the protons can align with the magnetic field, so it can feel the magnetic fields, which is why iron can be used to detect where the North Pole is. All right, and polarity doesn't matter, size really doesn't matter. It keeps growing and growing and growing. But a star, on the other hand, is basically plasma. All right, so stars and the surrounding radiation going throughout the galaxies, going out throughout the solar systems, those are all plasma. That's all raw radiation. And we don't like being out in space. Our bodies ain't meant for that, man. We get killed by radiation right quick. And so what is radiation? Well, you have to go back to the atomic level. What is the electron? Electron is electricity, which is a plasma, which is all the surrounding magnetic field everywhere. But also the stars are condensed, but raw plasma. Whereas the Earth is basically neutralized. So when you look at a magnetic field like the solar system, what you have is the sun grabs basically the entire area. You can look at our magnetic fields and look at it. And it drags everything in a circle, and it spins, it rotates, and that is basically the power behind the magnetic field that is our solar system. And we are the neutral matter stuck in the middle. And the reason why we're always stuck in the middle is because you have a push and a pull from the north to the south going throughout the entire solar system designed by the sun. We have our own in our planet too, but that's tiny, microscopic compared to what the sun is doing. And so we get stuck in between that north to south push and pull, leaving us right here in the middle. That's why all the solar systems, all the galaxies and all that are all flat. That's where us neutral things go. We get stuffed right there, and then the rotation of the, well, on an atomic scale, it's the proton, right? The sun. As it rotates, it drags everything with it in its magnetic field. And the faster it spins, the faster that drag. So when you go to a galaxy and you wonder why some galaxies are faster than others, and it all stays together, is you're not dealing with neutral matter. You're dealing with stars upon stars and plasma upon plasma, which is all magnetic field. And that is raw magnetism, and that is very strong, very powerful. And it looks like a storm because it's all gathered sharply together. So when you spin that thing, you can spin it at unbelievable rates, and it'll stay together. All right, and then on top of that, you have magnetic fields that go around all of it and hold it all together like a big atom. All right, it's not coincidence. It's the way the universe works. The universe follows very basic mechanical laws. They just simply repeat and scale to size. So when they tell you don't look at the atom, it doesn't look like the rest of the universe, they are lying. lying. It is very simple. Very, very simple. All right? It's a lot more simple than they made it out to be, and it definitely doesn't involve 17 fields, 20 different dimensions, 4 different dark magics, and there's a whole string quartet going on. It's crazy. Crazy level stuff. In the end, Maxwell, Lorentz, Faraday, all of them were right. There's one field. It's very simple. It repeats and scales to size. I'm going to get a paper going up on it, and it's going to get ignored by the mainstream science like it is what it is.